touched by addiction, and then some of us are always constantly helping people to get through that process. But first, let's talk about the issues that you see here locally, kind of in the Fargo-Moorhead area. What have you found?
Yeah, so we see a pattern. I think with alcohol, we see an increase, in the summer months, and then later in the winter months. We see some of those amphetamine increase in the winter months as well. And then lately we've been incredibly shocked with the amount of fentanyl and heroin that we've been seeing laced in some of the party drugs. Just this past week, we've seen a significant increase. So just warning our public that, those party drugs are being laced, and fentanyl is known to be 500 million times more potent. So just educating our youth and reaching out to resources. Fargo Harm Reduction is a great resource downtown that supplies Narcan.
And I do see a lot coming from the state and even coming from the city on the increase of overdoses that they're seeing. That's definitely a big issue that we have here. But on terms of alcohol, I've heard people say before that there is a difference between how men and women's bodies process alcohol. Have you seen that?
Absolutely. We know about 20% of men and 12% of women suffer from an alcohol use disorder, and everybody does respond so differently. When we consume alcohol, it resides in the water in our body, typically in the bloodstream. So individuals who are smaller typically have higher concentrations of alcohol in their system when they're drinking. But we know there's a lot of other factors as well. If a person is tired before drinking, if they're sick or overcoming an illness, or experiencing strong emotions prior to drinking, such as anger or fear, that can also increase levels of impairment.
That's very interesting. So obviously you guys have been doing this for a while. You're very good at what you do. Can you tell me a little bit about your walk-in chemical dependency assessments? What are those? How do they work?
Yes, so as of right now, we just opened it up for 2 days. So we do chemical dependency evaluation walk-ins on Tuesdays from 8 to 2 p.m. and then on Thursdays from 8 to 11 p.m. So individuals come in, sometimes, they're court ordered, sometimes it's, my life has become unmanageable, I feel like this is out of my control, what resources can I connect to, or, maybe that interest in seeking treatment. So individuals come in, they meet with one of our person-centered counselors, and then we kind of get the ball rolling from there with them.
And that is one of the biggest steps, I understand, is for someone to get to a point where they're like, okay, I acknowledge there's a problem. I need to get help. Obviously, you guys have wonderful resources for helping people with that. So if someone is at that point, or even if somebody who's watching knows a person that they love that's at the point where they're ready to step up and get some help, how can they get a hold of you, and how can they get that help that they need?
Yes, you're right. Taking that first step is often the hardest part. They can reach us at our website at bestplacerecovery.com. There's spots to sign up online, or they can give us a call at the clinic at 701-566-9965.
And so you deal with people that obviously have a dependency on alcohol. Are you dealing with people that have a dependency on drugs as well?
Yes, yep, we serve both populations of drugs and alcohol, and then adults 18 to 99.
Wow, quite a range.
It is, it is.
And you said that lately you've seen, outside of overdoses, obviously, because at that point it's gotten to probably rock bottom for the people that are dealing with that. Do you see people coming through your program, just everyday people that are struggling with this dependency issue? They just can't seem to kick it.
Yeah, we see people from all walks of life, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. Addiction doesn't discriminate. And so if you think you have a problem or you're not even sure, please come see us. We'll do a chemical dependency evaluation, and then we can talk about what services might be available to you. It's a lot more common than people think.
Oh, well, Mandy and Tiana, thank you so much for coming on. Like I said in the beginning, this is a very important topic, so we're always thankful to have you on, and you can kind of explain to us how this process works and then how, of course, you can help. So we appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Well, stay with us. The centerpiece of any family meal is bread, and Bread Smith joins us next with fresh from the oven loaves and treats right for Easter.